Manila Tzu Chi volunteers installed the division boards for local drivers. Tzu Chi volunteers showed the passion for recycling despite the challenging process. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Maggie Tsai. Thank you for joining us. Greater Manila Area started to open up its restriction, and the local jeepneys have to install division boards before they could go on the streets. Tzu Chi volunteers stepped in and helped them so the drivers could earn money again.
The Greater Manila Area started to ease restrictions gradually and allowed certain transportation to provide limited service, but jeepney drivers can only sit idly on the sidewalk.
The government ordered us to change our jeepneys by adding transparent dividing boards. Without them, we can't drive to the streets or we will be fined.
We don't have any income for 4 months, so we have no means to buy the materials.
Instead of providing direct monetary assistance, Tzu Chi volunteers help the drivers indirectly.
We provided them with rice during the lockdown, but they will finish eating the rice in a few weeks. It's better to help them work again so they can make money to support their families. With the key tools in their hands, these drivers start working on installing the dividing boards.
The help from Tzu Chi is meaningful because I can finally make money.
These materials donated by Tzu Chi have reduced many roads for me.
Jeepney drivers can finally drive again on the streets, gradually returning to their normal lives.
Malaysia Tzu Chi volunteer Chew Siew Leng prepared vegetarian lunchboxes for the community security guards and encouraged them to embrace vegetarianism and Tzu Chi's charity mission.
Taking out food ingredients from the refrigerator, Chew Siew Leng is preparing lunch for the community security guards.
When people were staying home, I did not know what to do. Then I found a way to encourage people to embrace vegetarianism. There are security guards near me. I can form good affinities with them and encourage them to adopt a vegetarian diet.
Chen delivers lunchboxes to promote vegetarianism. To ensure that Nepalese security guard understands her intention, she uses Google Translate.
I use Google Translate. After I said something, I would ask him if he understood me. Adopt a vegetarian diet for better health. Can you understand it? Now there is a COVID-19. It is best not to eat meat. Do not eat too much meat.
It is faster to cook vegetarian food and the cost is lower, so we can save money. Meat is expensive and vegetables are cheaper. It is better for our health.
Yeah, veggie better. Better. Yeah, meat time. This meat time is. This body is.
Vegetables are cheaper. With less than 10 ringgits, I can provide food for everyone.
Chew also promotes vegetarianism when she attends end distribution for refugees.
They said that it is terrible when children fall ill because they cannot afford the medical expenses. So I told him that if he does not want children to fall ill, eat more vegetables and consume less meat.
Fresh basil and walnut pesto.
She also shares her vegetarian recipe on social media, influencing her friends and families.
Frozen bean curd makes good in imitating.
Frozen bean curds taste like lean meat and it provides adequate vegetarian protein. So I keep emphasizing it provides vegetarian protein. Some people said, "You are so good at cooking. Why don't you organize your recipes and teach us?" In fact, I have a contact list. When I cook, I will take pictures and write down the steps. This is very good. This is a way to promote vegetarianism.
Chew hopes that she can encourage more people to go meatless so people can enjoy better health and protect the environment.
In Taiwan, Tainan Da Ai Kindergarten has held its graduation ceremony. The graduating students served tea to their parents, showing respect and love. The graduates also vowed to promote vegetarianism. Let's take a look.
As these young graduates come out holding tea, the parents feel deeply touched.
You will feel that the children have learned a lot. At the moment, I felt that the child is ready to go to elementary school. I felt deeply touched.
He has become more considerate. He will practice the principles taught by the teachers. While facing parents, friends, or people around him, he often says, "I'm grateful."
The children are ready to move on to another learning stage in life, and they do not forget their responsibilities.
I've learned to adopt a vegetarian diet at DaAi Kindergarten. I also encourage my parents to go meatless at home.
Although Master Zheng Yan is in Hualien, we should also help her promote vegetarianism.
I hope our kids can attend elementary school with gratitude, respect, and love. I also hope they will not forget to be a little Bodhisattva to give of themselves.
Having received everyone's best wishes, the graduates of Tainan Da Ai Kindergarten will continue to spread love.
In Penghu, there is a solitary senior who is staying at an old house without furniture. For a month, he has been sleeping on a chair. Upon learning of his situation, Tzu Chi volunteers collected second-hand furniture and installed screen window and door for him so he can live more comfortably.
The senior has encountered some problems in Taiwan, so he came back to this old house in Penghu. This house is 60 years old and there's no furniture. When we came to visit him, he said that he has been sleeping on a chair for a month. We try to collect needed items. Since social media is very convenient, I posted messages in chat groups. There are many kind-hearted people. Some said, "I have it." We found things that are suitable for him. We're like a transfer station today, delivering donated supplies to him.
I happen to have these extra furniture. If I do my share to help people, the society will become better.
He has been living with mosquitoes since there's no screen window or screen doors, so a Tzu Chi brother has come to install screen window and door for him.
I appreciate Tzu Chi Foundation for helping me. They provide me with a bed and food.
It is very hot today and volunteers came out early in the morning. Despite that, everyone's very happy during the process. With the selfless giving of Tzu Chi brothers and sisters, everything has become simple. It is all because of everyone's love.
Knowledge inspires people and science can change lives. In Giant Education Expo, Science 168 has just launched, inviting everyone to visit the city and have some fun with science. Since it's Tzu Chi's recycling mission's 30th anniversary, the first ever mobile recycling education station is also making a debut at the expo. Let's see.
Opening the treasure box to reveal Kebi the robot, this gesture is to signal the beginning of the education exposition in Chiayi City, where it hopes the science fair will attract more children to experience the amazement of scientific inventions.
We hope this education exposition will attract people to Chiayi. And the science fair isn't just pure science. It stands for a humanitarian way in viewing science, and then extending that humanitarian way to inventions. This is how we hope to nurture our next generation here.
Besides the presentation of awards for best team efforts in the middle and elementary category, there are also displays where students can show off their inventions.
The fruit is a part of our lunch. We eat them every day. The project is to make sound from touching the fruit. Through the circuit board, when you make contact with the fruit with your hands, it resonates a sound in our body, and that's how the sound is made.
The mobile truck filled with conservation lessons DaAi technology put together for Tzu Chi is also making a debut at Jiayi.
Because recycling and global warming are problems we cannot avoid anymore. We're using multimedia and the most advanced technology to shred plastic PET bottles and turn it into pellets, then turn those pellets into thread to make fabric items.
The expo has 8 major themes and invites everyone to Jiayi to have fun with science.
In the recycling industry, most companies refuse to take plastics and paper as they are hard to recycle and sell. Despite the time and energy-consuming process, Tzu Chi recycling stations still make efforts to store the resources. Volunteers seize every chance to turn the disposed items into useful resources once again.
When you dismantle an item, there should be copper, iron, aluminum, and plastic in it. If we don't separate it clearly, the companies won't take them. They would rather burn it as garbage.
In a plastic, if you get a screw in it, it won't work. The companies will return it to us, so we must be very careful. Volunteers strive for saving the resources. At the Tzu Chi recycling station, whatever that can be recycled won't be littered. Plastic bags like this won't make $3 NT even if you got 100 bags. The profits are low, and one must clean and dry the bags first so the companies would take them. Due to the complicated process, individual recyclers normally don't take them. Zhonggang Recycling Station is famous for recycling the guava bags. Look at all these bags recycled from fruit vendors in New Taipei City, food markets, and night markets. Although others won't take them, Tzu Chi recycling stations still handle them well despite the difficult process. These plastic bags require heat and melt first to be reproduced again. They are often moist on the bags, so they must be dried first to avoid explosion risk during the reproduction process.
里面要晒干，人家回去要做原料，太湿的机器会不好的。冬天是不是你看没有很好的天气啊，就没办法堆量啊。
All these plastic bags were wet when the volunteers recycle them. They are very attentive and they won't tolerate any water on the bags. There have been consecutive rains in these few days. Now that the weather is good, they've came to sun dry the bags in the morning. Other than the plastic bags, these plastic food containers were also not embraced by the market because they were often greasy and sticky due to the food. One not only need to clean them first, the profit is also very low.
Here says number 6 styrofoam material, but the companies won't take them. These are PET plastic bottle materials. They also don't take PPT materials.
There are much knowledge within the recycling job. The glass bottles must be separated by color. Jiang Meishu retired from accounting job and has been working at the recycling station for 14 years. The recyclable items recorded in the station were over 100 categories. Just our section can be separated into 31 categories. We will never have dementia and we move faster than playing mahjong. The careful sorting has extended the value of things to the fullest.
现在一般外面的玻璃没有收，一般外面玻璃还有很多的那个硬胶的部分啊，因为要拆解。
Most recycling companies out there don't take glass and plastic without proper dismantling. This TV remote controller used batteries here. There are 4 irons here at the battery pool, and it's got spring here. They must all be dismantled. If we don't sort it, it's garbage. But if we dismantle it, it can be recycled.
4个那个铁吗？有一个糖坊啊，那个全部通通要拿掉。分类拆掉，它就变垃圾。垃圾，这个就是垃圾。 但是这个分解的这个就 OK。
Over 1,000 plastic materials are challenging to recycle. There are 7 numbers according to different material types. For example, number 1 is PET bottles, number 5 is PP plastic bags, and number 6 is PS styrofoam. Even if the item was not numbered, Zhen Suhua in her 70s can still distinguish the hard and soft plastics.
是 PS， 它烧起来，是白色的，透明白色的，然后这不会。
PS hard plastic looks white, transparent, and not sticky when you burn it. If it's sticky when burning, then it's PP soft plastic.
烧下去它会粘，会有丝会粘起来。这是 PP。
The recycled papers were also distinguished into 8 different types. Though it's confusing, the seniors volunteers were all experts in the field.
这个配色，这个黑白的。
颜色要分颜色的。
价格比较好的是那个纸容器、铝箔包。
The paper containers and aluminum foil pack got great prices because they are materials to make toilet papers. The cardboards are also good because many online shopping requires a large amount of them. When the economy was bad, the prices dropped drastically. Our brother asked me if we should quit recycling since it can't even cover our gas expenses. But the masters say that we are doing recycling for the earth, not for profits.
上人有说，我们是为了地球在做环保，并不是为了利益在做环保。
Let's all work together to not litter our daily items easily and treasure their value by sorting the recyclables so we can make a better environment on Earth. In Taichung, Tzu Chi volunteers Zhang Mingzhu and Zhang Shenping have been volunteers for the past 30 years. Although both of them are over 80 right now, they are still devoting their time to volunteer. They always keep the master's teaching in mind to carry out their duties until the last breath.
Tzu Chi volunteer Zhang Mingzhu rides her bicycle to the recycling station once the time has arrived. She's afraid that there's not much time left.
I'm already 80 and I have not much time left. The master always says just do it.
Previously, her leg was hurt and she was unable to walk. I told her to take some rest and not to come to the recycling station.
We're very grateful and amazed, although we feel sorry for her, but as the master said, we should carry out our duty to the last breath.
Although she just had a knee surgery, Zhang Mingzhu does not want to rest at home. Besides doing recycling, she also helps clean the Jingsi Hall at 5 a.m.
上人一直在勉励我们的做清流净心地。
Zhang and her husband both became Tzu Chi volunteers 30 years ago. Looking back, everything seems to pass so quickly.
The purpose of life is to serve, especially doing good deeds. We've been very happy to be able to serve without asking anything in return. I'll accompany her to do whatever she does. We'll keep on going together in the future.
Having been married for over half a century, they have walked on the path of the Bodhisattva together. Their love story is especially touching.
8-year-old Ify suffered from cleft lip before, but she could not afford proper treatment and experienced swelling at school. With the help of Tzu Chi, she recovered well after receiving surgery from the free clinic in November last year.
Katanya dia ngata-ngatain katanya bibirnya sumbing apa gimana gitu ya.
Suffering from bullying for so many years, Ify has no smile on her face. She can only wait quietly for treatment. After nearly 8 months, volunteers came to visit Ify again. Remembering the pain in the past, she would still burst into tears. But now she can finally show a cheerful smile when playing with her friends.
I'm very happy now because my friends won't laugh at me anymore.
Sekarang mah jadi kelihatannya ya cantik aja, cerianya ya.
Now she becomes prettier and more cheerful. She starts to play with her friends and won't feel shy.
Ify's elder sister also suffered a cleft lip before and received a surgery from Chi Chi's free clinic 4 years ago.
Karena anak saya dua-duanya sekarang udah
Both of my kids are recovered now. I have to thank Tzu Chi for all these.
Bunda Tzu Chi.
I'm so glad to see that she has become a cheerful kid.
Their house is filled with laughter. Volunteers also gave them living supplies so that this family could survive the pandemic.
Tzu Chi volunteer Nani lives in Batam, Indonesia. Because of COVID-19, she sees the time at home to study Buddhism more by watching Master Cheng Yen's morning teachings. She also phones care recipients to show support.
At 4 in the morning, when the island of Batam, Indonesia is still asleep, Tzu Chi volunteer Nani is already watching Master Cheng Yen's morning talk.
We must repent ourselves at the time of COVID-19, and we must calm our minds with sincerity. I was also shameful when I listened to Master's teachings because I didn't mindfully pay attention, so I've decided to watch it every day.
Her decision also has inspired her husband to watch it with her. The oldest daughter has also been inspired, so she studied copying sutras.
After I began copying the sutra, I slowly understood the meaning of the sutra text, and it also touched me. Through learning Buddhism, I realized how selfish behavior has caused much suffering.
In the past, Nani would visit care recipients in person, but because of COVID-19, she uses the phone to call on them. With technology and wisdom, she is able to continue helping them.
Master once said that there's no one didn't love, no one didn't trust, and no one didn't forgive. We can't visit these care recipients in person during this period, but as long as I'm sincere, I can still maintain our friendship.
By using a different way, Tzu Chi volunteers still carry out their good deeds and pass on their love to care recipients.
A 5-year-old boy who lives in Indonesia suffered from tumors since young. After learning his situation, Tzu Chi aids him with subsidy to go through surgeries. Let's meet this care recipient. 3-month-old Alif is now 5 years old. He has been going into the hospital frequently, and the bump on his forehead was to avoid his vision and respiratory weakening.
The household's got a lot of money, so I'm going out to work. Although it's not much, at least it can provide the children to go to school and satisfy family need.
During the COVID-19 pandemic, the treatment was interrupted, but they've connected with the hospital in Jakarta to conduct a facial surgery in August.
I hope my kid undergoes surgery so he can be like other kids, because every time I saw him feeling shy to play with his friends, I felt very upset.
Alif can now run and talk and communicate with others. Seeing his improvements, it made the volunteers very happy.
The daily supplies but Tzu Chi brought is the full-hearted blessings for Alif's family. Tzu Chi Brisbane Liaison Office is about to tear down a 17-year-old building, and volunteers make use of every item to raise funds for the upcoming construction. Take a look and see you next time.